Hi, I'm Tasha with One Big Happy Life on behalf of the Financial Diet, and this is the Lifestyle Fix brought to you by Skillshare. Welcome to the very last episode of the Lifestyle Fix. It's been so awesome hanging out with you here every single Friday for an entire year, but all good things must come to an end. And so I thought I'd leave you with some nuggets of wisdom that I hope will serve you as you go on in life. Now, of course, while I am leaving the Lifestyle Fix, I am still here on YouTube at One Big Happy Life, so you are more than welcome to come visit me there. So now let's get to those nuggets of wisdom. Number one, you can change your life and your circumstances. Now, there are so many things about life that we can't change. We can't change our childhoods. We can't change our families. We can't change where we started. We can't change anything about our past. But what is in our power is to change the story of our lives and how it unfolds in the future. And to do that, you have to believe that you can change your life. Almost 20 years ago, when I was a teen single mom struggling to make ends meet, I was really lucky that even back then I believed that I could do anything that I set my mind to. And that's how I was able to go from living in a $300 one bedroom apartment, roach infested above a seedy bar, to buying my first house within just a few months after having my daughter. I was 19 years old. And then putting myself through college, first community college, and then getting my bachelor's degree, and then ultimately going to Yale for law school. So yes, you absolutely can change your life and change your circumstances. And my story is not unique. There are so many people that have overcome way harder things than I had to and have gone on to be incredibly successful. And the thing that they all have in common is that they decided that they wanted something different from their lives, and they were committed to doing whatever it took to make that happen. And so I invite you to feel empowered to change your life and to make decisions that can get you to where you want to be, no matter where you're starting out right now. Number two, there's no one size fits all way to be happy. We all have our own individual visions of what our ideal life looks like. And so you should feel totally okay with rejecting any societal norms or even ways of thought that you don't agree with. So if you don't really want to be a minimalist, if you kind of like having some stuff, some decor, do you? Or if you really don't like having to deal with things and you just want to live in a tiny house, do you? Both are equally valid ways of living. And I think that we can choose to live in alignment and in integrity with our own values without having to belittle the choices of others. Someone else's choices don't make our own choices any less valid. So along those lines, also don't feel tempted to do what other people are doing because they quote unquote look happy. And I know that it's easy for us to succumb to that feeling of we're not good enough, we're not doing enough, our lives are not enough, because we see a lot of things on social media that cause us to question our decisions. And the thing to remember there is we don't know what's going on the inside, on the other side of that person's life, behind the camera, behind the pretty pictures. We don't know what that reality is. And we don't really want that reality, because if we did, we would actually be living that. So just be comfortable finding your own version of happiness and following through on that every single day. Number three, I encourage you to always remember that your goal is to reach financial independence and not necessarily to be debt-free. Now, this is something that we talk a lot about over on One Big Happy Life. A lot of people equate the idea of being debt-free with being financially free, but the truth is that they're not equivalent. You can be debt-free but not be financially free, and actually be pretty financially unstable because you don't have any kind of assets to protect yourself if you were to encounter a financial emergency. On the other hand, you can reach financial freedom, meaning that you don't have to work. You're financially independent. You can live entirely off of your nest egg and passive income and not be debt free. So, financial freedom is having enough money to support yourself at the lifestyle that you want indefinitely without having to work. That definition doesn't have anything to do with how much debt you have. So, I really encourage you, as you're making your financial decisions, to think long and hard about how your money is best spent, which is to say that you should be working to maximize your wealth building so that you can reach financial independence and financial stability sooner. And so, what that means is also making sure that as you're creating your debt payoff plan, and you absolutely should have a debt payoff plan, that you're not so focused and invested into a debt is bad anti-debt rhetoric that it causes you to actually do yourself more financial harm than good. So some examples of that would be where you don't have sufficient insurance and you're not carrying sufficient insurance because you're trying to pay down your debt as quickly as possible. So that's putting your whole life at risk, because if you become disabled and you don't have health insurance, you don't have short-term or long-term disability insurance, that could be financially devastating for you. Or if you are so focused on rapid debt payoff that you're not also making sure that you're setting aside money in an emergency fund to protect yourself if something else were to happen, if you were to lose your job, or if you were to need to fix something on your car so that you can go to work. Having liquid assets, having money in the bank that you can use to protect yourself is so incredibly important. Third, if a focus on rapid debt payoff is causing you to miss out on the all-important employer matching in your 401k, then you really need to stop, crunch the numbers, and think really hard before you make that decision. Because in reality, that could be compromising your long-term wealth. And for an example of this, you can check out the video that I did over on One Big Happy Life a couple of years ago, where we talk about why we don't follow Dave Ramsey's baby steps, and we show the actual numbers and show how it would cost us millions of dollars in lost net worth over time. Number 4, it's okay to want money, to have money, and to spend money. Something else I've noticed a lot in the personal finance media is that we typically are only okay with people talking about money when they've either don't have a lot of money, right? So they're struggling with money, or when they deprive themselves for a long time so that they could retire early. Like, those are the two types of stories that you see a lot in the personal finance media. And you'll often see comments where the minute someone buys something, if someone buys a nice car, if someone buys a nice house, they're immediately ridiculed as trying to keep up with the Joneses, or they're wasting money. And I think it's time that we reframe that narrative. Like I said in one of my earlier points, we all have different visions for what we want our lives to look like. And there is room in personal finance and in life for us to each pursue our individual financial and life goals. And so I'm gonna plant my flag. I love planting flags, and say that yes, for those of you out there who aspire to have larger incomes and to buy nice things and to travel with your kids, and yes, travel luxuriously, that is okay, and you should feel comfortable doing you. And I hope that there are more spaces in addition to One Big Happy Life where those kinds of conversations can be had in a comfortable, positive, and non-judgmental way. And the way that happens is with us speaking openly about it being okay to want to make more money and to want to spend more money. Now, I will just give you a little caveat and say, as long as you're also making sure that you're building financial stability and you're building wealth along the way, you get to decide how you want to spend your surplus income. It's your life. Number 5, making the world a better place starts with us. And I want to thank each and every one of you that have left a kind and supportive and thoughtful and thought-provoking, but in a nice way, comment over the past year here on the Lifestyle Fix. It has meant so much to me to be a part of this community, to be a part of your lives. So thank you every single person that has watched these videos and been here to support the Lifestyle Fix. And just going forward, everyone who watches this video, I just want to remind you all that we are all part of one big community. And I know I've talked about this before, I mentioned it in the last video, but I just really want to encourage you as you go through your day, both in person and online, to spread joy and kindness and happiness to the other people in the world. When you're grabbing your coffee and your barista says, "Have a good day," stop. Look them in the eyes and actually say, "Have a good day too," and smile. Take a few seconds out of your day to be present, to be kind, and to be thoughtful to the other people in your lives, whether it's online or in person. Now that I've shared a little bit of wisdom that's near and dear to my heart, let's talk about a great place to learn some new things, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes in design, business, technology, and more. Premium membership gives you unlimited access to high-quality classes on essential topics, so you can improve your skills, unlock new opportunities, and do the work you love. Looking to brush up on your lifestyle photography skills so you can deck out those empty walls of yours? Well, check out Marie Forsberg's class, Lifestyle Photography, Capturing Inspiring Visual Stories, where she teaches you how to capture stunning stories in a styled yet natural way. Click the link in the description box to join the millions of students already learning on Skillshare today and to take advantage of a special offer just for TFD viewers. Get 2 months of unlimited access to over 25,000 classes for free. Act now so you don't miss out and start learning today. Thank you so much for watching this very last episode of The Lifestyle Fix. It's been such a pleasure being here with you. And don't be afraid to come on over to One Big Happy Live and say hello. And I'm sure I'll do a cameo or two here on The Financial Diet sometime in the future. See you around.